Kendrick Lamar, the new king of hip hop, has secured the #1 spot in hip hop with releasing his latest surprise album, GNX, an album I consider an instant classic for Kendrick Lamar and can easily be considered a top 3 album from his discography within the next 1 to 3 years, in my honest opinion.
He lied! Y'all niggas worship him!
Now, considering myself a huge Kendrick Lamar fan, I know that's a bold statement, but clearly with GNX, Kendrick has offered the album for all hip hop fans, including his biggest supporters, where you're getting that West Coast influenced album that showcases local talented LA artists filled with undeniable hit records that can be played at a local club, bar, or maybe the Super Bowl, with songs like Swabble Up, Hey Now, TV Off, mixed with R&B melodic sounds that are more new for Kendrick, but blend well with the project, like Luther, Dodger Blue, while still giving you introspective songs that are fundamental to Kendrick Lamar's sound as an artist, with songs like Man at the Garden, Gloria, and the Tupac-inspired song Reincarnated. GNX also comes with a new era for Kendrick Lamar, being the first album released on his own PG Lang label, elevating Kendrick Lamar into the CEO lane, holding up traffic for all rappers and Drizzle Cake to do nothing but watch Kendrick Lamar take over the rap game for the second time since 2017's release of Damn. Outside of the critical acclaim from the surprise release of GNX and also it being Kendrick Lamar's 5th #1 consecutive album on Billboard, here are my other reasons why Kendrick Lamar's GNX is considered an instant classic. The impact from the intro track, Whacked Out Murals. Whacked Out Murals is easily one of Kendrick Lamar's greatest intro tracks of all time. Whacked Out Murals, as an intro track, delivers the same anticipation of listening to a new Kendrick Lamar album, where you get the theme and the concept of the album and where it's going to go just by hearing the intro track. Kendrick Lamar is more direct on where the sound is going to go for the album that you are about to listen to, as Kendrick Lamar includes mariachi singer from Los Angeles, Dayra Barrera, as the opener for the album, showcasing her beautiful yet daunting and deep voice that gives you the feelings of listening to a supervillain starring in a high-budget film.
Wait. Can we go back to the lady singing, please?
But more importantly, showing how Kendrick Lamar is mixing the Mexican and Latin influence from the beginning of his album, showing the strong connection between Black and Latino communities in LA, which also has a big influence together throughout the food, culture, and the music from the West Coast region. And after Dayra Barrera's voice, you hear Kendrick Lamar start off his lines with,
"Yesterday somebody whacked out my mural. That energy'll make you niggas move to Europe."
A clear indication, in my opinion, where this album is about to go, which is very different from any intro track from Kendrick Lamar. And then to drop the beat with Riding in My GNX
with Anita Baker in the tape deck, it's gonna be a sweet love.
Fuck apologies, I want to see you geeked up. Clearly, this intro record has a huge impact for all hip-hop fans, just based off the reactions from YouTube, from Patreon, from Twitch, wherever you go. This is the perfect setup for the West Coast album that we have all been waiting for.
Damn.
I thought he was gonna wait for.
He let it be known.
Listen to the
Kendrick, bro, you done did enough damage, dog. Everybody in the rap game is scared of this nigga. This nigga is real life the boogeyman. Real life.
Where he is essentially reincarnated like track 6 from GNX. Strong replay value. GNX has proven to be more than just a surprise album that drops and disappears, as the album continues to have longevity on the charts from Billboard, Apple, and Spotify. After its first 3 weeks of release, with all 12 records being included on the Billboard Hot 100, and having 7 of those 12 records placed in the top 10 spots on Billboard for the first week of December. Not to mention the strong first week sales of the album coming in at 319,000 units sold, followed up with a strong 164,000 units sold the second week, and still maintaining over 100,000 units sold with 130K units sold on its third week, which is still a little higher than Kendrick Lamar's third week sales compared to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And despite this small narrative from hip-hop circles who are claiming that GNX came in at low sales at 319,000 are pretty stupid. Out of all 12 records, Not Like Us and Euphoria are both not on the album. So if you had those 2 records on GNX, we would easily see Kendrick Lamar doing over 400,000 in the first week for GNX. And I'm not off when I say that, because Not Like Us alone is over 4 or 5 times platinum at this point. So, okay, just put one of those songs on the album. Kendrick would still do over 400,000 in the first week. Kendrick didn't need those records, clearly. He's still #1 for the 5th consecutive album that he has dropped. When people start to say, oh, well, it's because of the battle with Drizzlecake and all the... No, silly rabbit. At the end of the day, it can help with some sales, yeah, but for Kendrick going #1, he was still going to go #1 without the battle. Kendrick has a strong fan base. Again, 5 consecutive #1s, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City. So are all those albums being supported by UMG with paid bots and streams? No. But again, with Drizzlecake, he has taken huge advantage over the years with having Scorpion, Certified Lover Cake, those albums being boosted with the help of UMG with paid streams, having his Scorpion and Certified Lover Cake go on playlists on Spotify that don't even have songs from either album. I really don't think that this is a situation here where you can compare with Drizzlecake and Kendrick Lamar. Now, if we want to look into 2025 and Drizzlecake drops another album, goes over 500,000, 600,000 units, well, maybe that's a different story. But again, I highly doubt that Drizzlecake will have those numbers if he couldn't get those numbers alone without the help from UMG and his daddy Lucian Grange, not to mention with Miss Drizzy filing that lawsuit with their new court date set for December 20th.
You know, my father always said to me when I was growing up, you reap what you sow. And that's really genuinely stuck with me throughout my adulthood.
My final thoughts. Kendrick Lamar has signed, sealed, and delivered with GNX, entering a new peak in his hip-hop career by giving his biggest critics and even loyal fan base the album that they have been asking for when it comes to bringing a true West Coast sound throughout the album from Kendrick, while still keeping it universal for all hip-hop audiences to enjoy, from East Coast, West Coast, down South, all the way up to the North and Toronto. Next to hip-hop's biggest entertainer and sweetest pastry, Drizzle Pie. Kendrick Lamar has dominated 2024. He's going to dominate the early 2025 with this album alone. On top of that, dropping another album right around the Super Bowl just shows that the old narrative of Kendrick Lamar popping out and hiding for 5 years, not releasing any music, is a narrative that is long of the past. Because whether you hate or love Kendrick Lamar, don't worry. The love and hate is definite without a cure. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are on GNX. Do you feel like it's already at a top 3 placement for Kendrick Lamar when it comes to his discography of albums that are all pretty much classics at this point? For me, I have it placed at the #4 spot, but it could easily be a #3 album after next year, hearing the new album coming from Kendrick Lamar in 2025. So there's a lot that we have to hear next year. But right now, I think this is an instant classic, even if it's not a top 3 placement, and will definitely go down as one of Kendrick Lamar's best albums. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also comment on what your favorite Kendrick Lamar projects are. I would love to hear what your list is for his top 3 albums. Until next time, go be amazing and have an amazing rest of your day.